I had a cheeseburger and some sort of fancy health juice for lunch. So I am a perfect neutral right now. I'm Ryan Tatum. This is Futureriffs, and today we are going to talk about transposing, and we are going to use our Nashville numbers. So we released a video on Nashville numbers recently, so you guys can check that out if you're not positive what I'm talking about. I'll briefly cover it as we're going over transposing, but it might be nice if you're not already familiar with it to check out that other video and make sure you're all the way up to speed with the full in-depth Nashville numbers covering. So anyway, transposing today. There is a lot of use for knowing how to transpose, especially quickly, because typically the times you need to transpose are inconvenient. You start singing a song and you realize that the chorus is too high for you, so you need to lower the song's key to be able to sing it comfortably. Or let's say for me, I'm a cellist as well, and sometimes people write songs in really funky key signatures like B, which has 5 sharps, or things like that. And on string instruments, the more sharps or the more flats you have, the more uncomfortable it is to play in that key signature and have all the confidence that you're going to hit those notes like perfectly intonated. So oftentimes, you'll need to transpose on the fly. We are going to use our Nashville numbers and the key signature that we used from the Nashville number video, along with a second key signature to transpose to for today's video. All of that might have just gone over your head, but I'm going to walk through it nice and easy. Let's start by recapping our first key signature. So for the Nashville number video and for this video, I'm using the key of G. So we have G is going to be 1, so I'm going to refer to it both as G major or G and 1. So we have G, 1. Our 2 is going to be A minor. Our 3 is going to be B minor. Our 4 is going to be C major. Our 5 is going to be D major. Our 6 is going to be E minor. And then, just like the Nashville number video, we're leaving 7s out of this right now. They are not in common practice in most songs you'd ever come across. It's a diminished chord, and we're going to make a special video just on diminished chords because they have an entire set of rules to themselves that we kind of need to know about to be able to utilize them the proper way. If not, they just sound yucky. So that's our first key signature, the key of G. Okay, so all the way through the 6 common chords in the key of G. Now let's look at our second key signature. This is going to be where we're going to take our transposition. We're going to move to the key of C. So now C major is 1. Key of C makes sense that it would start with a C major chord. Okay, so we're going to go C major. My second chord is going to be D minor. I'm playing all first position chords, hoping that you guys already are familiar with at least most of them. That way the learning curve isn't on the chords themselves, it's on the lesson being taught, okay? So 1 was C, 2 is D minor, 3 is going to be E minor, 4 is going to be F major, 5 is going to be G major, and then 6 is going to be A minor. Now, super cool thing about using G major and C major is that they actually have a lot of common chords already. You'll notice that G major is in both key signatures. You'll notice that C major is in both key signatures. E minor is in both key signatures, and so is A minor. So there's already a lot of common ground, so you don't really need to know a ton of chords to be able to handle this key change, okay? You'll also notice, just like the Nashville number videos, I'm referring to these chords in numbers. They're in an order, okay? And the reason I'm going to do that is because now what we're going to do, hold on, my hair is trying to invade. Now what we're trying to do is come up with a chord progression that we're going to transpose to the key of C. So let's go ahead and come up with a cool one. Let's do 6, 1, 5, 4. So our chord progression is going to be a 6, 1, 5, 4. In the key of G, 6 is E minor, 1 is G major, 5 is D major, and then 4 is C major. So if I play these chords plain Jane, don't add anything to them, don't make them 7s, don't, colorize the chords, I can have something like this. And of course I can play that in any style, make it real sad and pick through the chords. We can do it a bunch of different ways, but I'm going to keep my strumming pattern simple and everything nice and simple because really it's the lesson we're trying to focus on. Okay, so I have a 6, 1, 5, 4 in G. Now, out of nowhere, this song that I'm writing, this melody line that's floating around using my 6, 1, 5, 4 chord progression, I'm realizing, man, I can't sing that high part that I really want to do in the chorus. I really need to change keys. So I'm going to change my key signature to C and see if that works better for me. So instead of being like, oh man, we have to scrap this whole song, this whole riff, everything, and start from scratch because I can't hit these notes I want to hit, we can actually just move all the chords over to a new key signature and achieve the same sound. Okay, so let's look at what a 6, 1, 5, 4 looks like in the key of C. So a 6 is going to be A minor. Oops, sorry, my volume is off. 6 is going to be A minor. A 1 is going to be C. A 5 is going to be G. And then a 4 is going to be F major. Probably the hardest chord in the entire set, both key signatures, because it's our only bar chord today. Only bar chord that we're using. I know that the key of G has a B minor chord, but we're not using it right now. Okay, so one more time. Let's go over that again. 6, 1, 5, 4. So let me play it in that same style as the other one. Ready? Now, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and play these two chord progressions back to back, because you might be thinking right now, well, those don't really sound the same. If you hear them back to back, you're going to hear their similarities. And the reason that they're so similar is because the chords are coming from the same part of each key signature. That's where those numbers come in. So if I played a 6, 1, 5, 4 in any key signature, they're all going to have the same vibe. Now, will they sound exactly the same? No, of course not, or there wouldn't be any point in having key signatures and everyone would just play in one key signature, whatever was easiest probably. But they are going to have the same layout. You're going to hear a major chord going to the same interval change to, whatever the next chord is, whether it's minor or major, and it's going to give you that same appearance. So let me play a 6, 1, 5, 4 in G, and then without talking in between, I'm going to play a 6, 1, 5, 4 in C. So here's the G one, and then I'll play the C one right out after it without saying anything, okay? Cool. So those sound pretty similar, right? So those are two completely different key signatures. And let's say now that we're in C, all those melody lines that were floating around in my head that I really wanted to put on top of that chord progression, I can sing them now. I can reach them. They're in my register. I've done the job that I need to do. Okay, so that is really what transposing is. Transposing is taking one idea from one key signature and moving it without changing it to another key signature, typically to be able to achieve a melody line. You guys see this today? My hair is trying to like take over this strat button. It's only ever the strat that I have issues with this on, so I hope you guys are watching right here instead of focusing on what I've been teaching. But anyway, yeah, so we're moving from one key signature to another without losing our idea. Let's do one more. Let's still transpose in between just the key of G and the key of C, because I don't want to flood this video with too many chords and too many diagrams. I want it to be like really digestible. Is that a word? I'm gonna go for it. Digestible. Okay, so let's do a 6, 5, 4, 1. Different order than the first set of chords, but all the same chords. Okay, so a 6, 5, 4, 1. Let's take it from G to C. So a 6 in G is E minor. A 5 is going to be D. A 4 is going to be C. And then a 1 is going to be G. So same, let's keep that same rhythm. So we have 6, 5, 4, 1. Boom. Sorry, I almost went back to a 6 there. That's okay. You guys will forgive me, I think. Okay, so now let's do a 6, 5, 4, 1 in the key of C. So a 6 in the key of C is going to be A minor. A 5 is going to be, what, G? Yep. A 4 is going to be F. 6, 5, 4, 1. And then 1, C. Sorry, I'm trying to keep track of all of these numbers in my head and make sure that I'm saying and doing the same things. So 6, 5, 4, 1 in C. Let's play that. Now, just like the other chord progression, why don't I go ahead and play them back to back? I feel like that is a pretty useful tool just to hear how similar they really are. So here's a 6, 5, 4, 1 in G, and then without interrupting myself, I'm going to play a 6, 5, 4, 1 in the key of C. So now, once again, I'm not adding anything special to these chords like I probably typically would if I was trying to write something. We're going to be able to cover chord building and adding and colorizing in another video for sure. I definitely want you guys to be able to get into really deep, wild chords. But I don't want to flood one video with too much information because then I just don't feel like it would be applicable. And I'm a private lesson instructor, so I'm so used to making sure something can stick in like a 30-minute window. So, and I've learned over years of doing it that you don't give anyone a whole lot. Make sure they can master the one really important thing. So today it's transposing. So give that a shot. Go ahead and watch our Nashville number video. Make sure you're familiar with your Nashville numbers so that this becomes even easier. And then try transposing your own riffs from G to C. Come up with any chord progression you want in one of those key signatures and try to just switch it to the other key signature. You'll be shocked at how similar it sounds and how easy it is to do on the fly. Now, in the future, we're going to definitely cover a key signature video so that you guys can figure out all of the key signatures that you have at your disposal. There's quite a few, there's 12 of them. So we'll be able to do that as well. Awesome. I think I've thoroughly covered this. I think. We're going to go back to drinking this lawn clipping drink that I don't know if it's going to be like a diuretic or I don't know, maybe it makes my teeth stronger. I feel like that's something that would be randomly printed on a bottle. Drink this and your teeth are now stronger. Or, you know, something. So I'm going to do that since I had a cheeseburger earlier. Keep cool. Hot out there. Goodbye.